Okay, today we're going to be making some strings of fairy lights. Guinea pig shaped fairy lights nonetheless. Really easy to make, and I'll show you how to do it. Right, so what we're going to do is basically put some fairy lights into a little mould. Now the mould, if you want to know how I make moulds, I've got a whole series, a whole playlist on making moulds. So go have a look at that. I'll put you a link for that at the end of the video. It'll be up here, I think. If you hear any background noise today, obviously I've got my windows open because although I don't worry quite so much about PPE, even gloves with UV resin, although I have to say gloves is probably wise because it can burn your hands if it cures on your hands. It's just not as dangerous as epoxy. But I still use a well ventilated room, so my window is open, I've got my little fans running, and yeah, so you might hear a little bit of traffic noise, and you probably will hear birds at some point because we've got particularly crazy sparrows going on at the moment. Now let me just zoom you in so you can see what's going on a bit more here. So I have taken these fairy lights, the wires are literally wires, they bend and they stay bent like so, and that means you can take first of all your end one, and I've just bent him round into a little loop like that so he'll sit flat in the mould, and so that you can see what I'm doing I'm bending it over to the side as well to get my hand out of the way, but normally I would just go like that, but then you can't see what I'm doing, can you? So I've bent it over to one side a little bit so that you can see. So all I do is I fill up my little mould with some UV resin, and as you can see it's the Aex one I'm using. I don't tend to get the sticky residue afterwards with the Aex one. I know you can get rid of the sticky residue by doing a finish cure in water. Daniel Cooper has recently discovered that technique and shared with us all. So if you've got a different brand of resin and you're getting a stickiness problem, take a look at Daniel's channel where he will tell you how to solve that one. However, so I don't tend to find it too much of an issue with this one. The ultraviolet lamp comes in. The one I'm using is, let me just show you. It's on a long bendy neck and it's got a clip on the end. It clips on the edge of my desk, which means I can be a little bit hands-free with it because I just bend it into place like this, shine it at it and turn it on. It's also got several different light settings. Now, obviously don't go staring into the bulb with your eyes for the same reason that you wouldn't stare into the sun. I know it sounds pretty obvious, but you know, it's not good for your eyes to stare straight into an ultraviolet light. When I'm not filming, I very often put a mirror underneath this because then it'll bounce the light back up through the mould, and that helps to cure it even quicker. However, I have to, you stand back. You don't stare into the mirror, obviously, because again, you've got the ultraviolet bouncing back up at you. When I'm filming, I don't tend to do that because obviously it'll bounce back and hit the camera, and you won't be able to see what the heck's going on. So this lamp is a very, very powerful little jobby. He's got several different power settings. I tend to just leave it on the first setting, which is the most powerful. The silicone I use to make the mould is translucent, so if you can see the light is passing through that, it passes through enough. And I sometimes just do that a little bit at the end, and as you can see how far the light's going through the mould. So that should be the first one done, because there we are, we have a tiny guinea pig. And let's just show you, the light still works. Here we are. Oh no, this is a red string, not the multicoloured. I thought I'd got little red lights. There we are. Now, the next one, I've got to make a whole load anyway. I've had a bunch of orders come in. Just turn my light off. I could just leave it on and keep bending it backwards and forwards like that, but it gets hot and I don't think it's much good for it. Prolong the life of my lamp by turning it off. So the next one, obviously they're in the middle of a string. So what I do is I bend it like that, so my little light's in the middle of a loop. So I've got it like that. Again, I'll turn it to the side as well to get my hand out of the way for you. And we just pop it in again. So here we go, in with the ultraviolet. You know, I see some resin artists say, oh, these sell out quicker than I can make them. And you think, yeah, right, sure they do. At this time of the year, these actually do. I've had to shut my eBay shop. And I think, bearing in mind there's so many cheap fairy lights out there. I mean, you can buy ones with plastic snowflakes or whatever along the string for, I don't know, 2 or 3 quid, can't you, from bargain shops. I think these work out quite expensive because, as you can see, there's a lot of work involved. There's a lot of ultraviolet resin and so on. So I sell these out at £12, which I think is a lot for a small string of fairy lights, but I just don't want to do them any cheaper. And they are selling like crazy. In the space of 2 days, I had 10 orders. I've had to shut my eBay shop because obviously I'm still trying to sort out my craft room. And I've had a craft fair to do, which I don't typically do, and it was kind of okay. I didn't really make that many sales. I took £110 all day. It was a nice event though, so it was a pleasure to do. Anyway, I've had that craft fair, and I've got another event next weekend, which is one of those events that I do once a year where I piggyback another event. So I've kind of got my hands full a bit at the moment, and these lights do take, what, probably about an hour to make. Because obviously each one, there's 20 in a string, each one takes a couple of minutes to cure, as you're seeing. So by the time I've got all set up and sorted, you're probably talking about an hour a set. So there's not, so although it sounds like there's a big profit margin in them, it isn't huge, and they take a little while to make. So anyway, yes, stop waffling. I've shut my eBay shop because at this time of year, these sell, because it's coming up to Christmas, these sell so fast that I genuinely do struggle to keep up with the demand. So I've shut the shop for a few days to let me sort of catch up a little bit and get ahead of the game. I'll get a few made up in stock. It's kind of snuck up on me this year. I usually get them made up in advance. But this year people seem to be ordering all the weird colours rather than just multicoloured or white. So I hadn't got any of that stock made up. Anyway, I'll stop waffling now. Throughout the year, because these fairy lights aren't Christmas themed, because they're guinea pigs, I do sell the odd one or two throughout the year as well. There's probably, I don't know, one a month goes out, something like that. Not huge numbers. It's just the mad Christmas phase that's going on at the moment. But I'll do some more videos showing you other things you can do with fairy lights too. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with this. I'll leave the camera rolling. I'll speed it all up. You can watch it or not watch it. You can jump to the end just to see the finished result if you want. Entirely up to you. But I am going to speed it up because it's just going to be the same process repeated over and over. Okay, we're into the finishing straight now. Just a couple left to do. So if you've got any little tiny ornaments that you're thinking, oh, I'd like to make that into fairy lights, go for it. Like I said, just take a look at my mould making playlist to see how to make moulds. These are ridiculously easy. Get yourself the sort of silicone for mould making that stays either clear or translucent, just so that your light can pass through it. This is the one from Aex Resin, as I probably mentioned earlier. That's why I always use it. It's also really soft, so it's nice and easy to demould things. So I tend to use that one exclusively, really. And get yourself a UV light, which probably loads of us have already got. The only thing I'd say is, in terms of UV light, because you're going to need to hold the piece in the in the resin while it starts to cure. So you've got to get your hand in over it. Whilst you can use one of those normal UV lights, like, I know this little guy's a popular one, so you can use that sort of thing. Imagine that your hand's going to get in the way, so you're going to have to put it round to the side like that, which isn't ideal, but it could work. Just be careful with your eyes, obviously. But just a torch works well, because you can just sort of hold it here and aim it in. But these clip on the side ones, I find them just great, because is kind of hands-free. See, look, this hand is free. Just makes life easier. So all I'll be doing then, just to finish this set off, is checking that there's no stickiness, which there isn't. As I say, with this particular UV resin, I don't tend to have a stickiness problem. And I shall go all through them and make sure there's no bits of overspill. I'll show you what I do about any bits of overspill. By overspill, I mean where you've got a little bit of resin gone up onto the top of your mould, or you've overfilled it slightly, and you know what you're going to do about that. In fact, let's create a bit on this one. There you go. I'll create a bit on this one because I think I've already got it off the others. I'll just show you the easy way to get rid of that in a moment. And yeah, make sure they work, and then we pack them up and send them out. So let's just get this one cured, and then I'll show you what to do about that overspill. Obviously after a few seconds you can let go of the wires because they're going to hold themselves in place anyway. Yeah, so a quick last minute quality check really is all that it's about. If you do get any stickiness problems, bear in mind that these are waterproof. Battery pack probably isn't, but you could do the Daniel Cooper solution, which is drop these all into a glass of water and do a final cure with the UV through the water. Blocking off the oxygen apparently is what makes that final layer that can be sticky cure, but these, there's no sticky anyway. But it's good to know that if you ever have that sticky residue problem, there is a solution. Right, lamp off. So as you can see, I deliberately created a bit of overspill there. See, look, there's extra little bits sticking out. All I do is get some little snippers, and it's particularly easy while it's soft, and snip it away. These are precision cutters, but you could just use cuticle clippers or any other little tiny jewellery making clippers, that sort of thing. So there we are. I'm going to say quality check. I'm just going to check through, make sure there's no sharp edges. See, there's a little bit of overspill. Trim off any of those. Just be careful you don't go cutting the wires while you're at it. I have done that once because I'm a muppet. And we make sure they still work. I've made sure they all work. I've made sure there's no stickiness on them, which, as I said, with this particular ultraviolet curing resin, I never get anyway. If you find that's a problem, just pop them all into a glass of water, not the battery pack obviously, but this lot here is waterproof, so pop them into a glass of water, zap it with the ultraviolet light again, because as Daniel Cooper has discovered for us, the oxygen starvation to the resin does then mean that you get rid of that sticky residue with that final cure, so you can always do that. Anyway, if you've liked this video, then please do give me a thumbs up, that would be marvellous, thank you. And if there's anything else you'd like to see me make with fairy lights and things like that, then just give me a shout, pop something in the comments for me, and if it looks like something feasible, I'll give it a go, or something that just looks like a fun challenge, I'll certainly give it a try for you. Thanks everyone, and you know where the subscribe button is if you would like to do so. See you for the next one everyone, bye!